One thing I love to do on the Pfaff creative icon is start to explore ways to combine different built-in stitches together to create something totally different. And we do all of that in the Sequence Creator. So it doesn't matter what stitch you have, just when you touch Sequence Creator, you're going to notice you're going to a whole new area of machine. Kind of turns green, so you know that everything that you touch from here on out is going to start to connect with its previous option. But we see some new things that we haven't had before in this area. So I'm going to just start by navigating over to some decorative stitches. Let's go to the decorative area. And how about 5.2? So let's just say I want to put in a stitch and I want to put in another stitch. So if I just put in 2 stitches and touch OK, we've got 2 different ones here. We're going to find that that combination is going to just connect together and repeat. So this is also how we put together letters, spell out words or sentences, quote labels. We'll do that in a separate video, but the concept is still all the same. So let's just go back to Sequence Creator, where we would be finding that we can combine other stitches together. As you find stitches that you love, you can always put them into your saved area. That's the heart down below here. But I want to show you what this is all about. There's a couple things that are pretty amazing that once you start to play around here, that it's pretty unlimited. Now, one thing I do like to point out in my classes is that there's a time and place where a stitch will start, maybe not in the center, but it might start a little bit over to the side. So when a second stitch comes in that doesn't kind of start where the last one ended, you might get a little bit of a jump from one stitch to the other. Keep in mind we have stitch settings, and if you're not liking what you picked or you want to adjust the highlighted stitch, we still have all the options to say make it a different size, like I made it totally less in width. And then also too, if I needed to delete that, I have an option to duplicate or even mirror image. So if I was going to play around with a second one of these and mirror image it, again, that's where that little group of stitches kind of connect that in place there. So let's take a look at what this compass is all about. I'm going to kind of start over with a clean slate, and I was just playing around with our options of stitches. So I'm going to put in one of the stitch number 8s from menu 5.2, and then I'm going to touch the 90 degrees, and I'm going to touch it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I know that it's 10 because I have a total of 11 stitches, 1 counting the original decorative stitch and 1 adding the straight stitches off to the side. Let's add 1 more in here and then return the same amount in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, 22 stitches definitely lets me know that I have the right amount. So I'll be starting and stopping at the same location. And voila. I have a feeling that you could come up with tons of combinations of stitches, of just connecting a stitch to another stitch and watching how big of a creation you can actually sew. I'm definitely thinking I want to keep this. So I'm going to touch my heart. We're going to save it in the My Sew Net, and you don't have to actually be logged in to this. This will save it to your machine, and when you do get logged into a Wi-Fi option, that will allow you to have it saved in the official cloud. But if I just want to give this a little bit, maybe I'll just call it Circle Today and touch OK. So at any given point, I would be able to retrieve that in the cloud or saved area. I'll find that in all the stitches I have saved, I see that it'll come up right here, and by touching and holding them, I can retrieve that back into my screen for sewing. So if you just sit down and play for a while, save a bunch of stitches, and then go sew them out. Of course, it will recommend foot number 8 because we are now sewing side to side. But I think with the oh my gosh, so many combinations of stitches, and that option to kind of spread them out with any compass option. Let's just do one more. And again, I'm not planned out of any of these, but let's just see what kind of fun comes up. Let's do, that looks like a fun one. And let's do something 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 again. How about let's mirror image it, see if that will change its look, and then do 45, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and okay. So there would be a brand new stitch ready to go.